Welcome back to the channel. It is July 28th, and I'm your boy Chef D, here to give you the winning ingredients for your NFL football fantasy drafts for the NFL season. Everything football is coming to this channel ending of July, beginning of August, all throughout this month, all the way leading up to week one, and then we're going to have more videos on best bets and breakdowns and top 10s and positional rankings. All that is coming to you. In this video in particularly, we're going to be breaking down the NFC South division, and we're going to start off with the Atlanta Falcons. Now, we have a post-Julio Atlanta Falcons team right here. Calvin Ridley steps into a major role without Julio Jones. In 2020, without Julio in 7 games, he had 79 targets, 765 yards, and 3 TDs. Those are wide receiver one stats, averaging 11.2 targets and 109 yards a game. That is absolutely insane. The volume will be there for Calvin Ridley to take it to that next level. Currently at wide receiver 8, he can be wide receiver 1 just because of the volume. You see 149 targets, 9 TDs, a 23% target share in that Atlanta Falcons offense that is going to throw at all costs, because that team's defense is not helping on the other end. And Matt Ryan, that's all that they have. Plus, their running back is Mike Davis, so not much to lean on in all those categories. So Calvin Ridley, we already know, bona fide, high upside wide receiver. That's a value where he's going right now, currently at wide receiver 8. I can see him in that top 3. We will see if he can actually, securely fulfill those Julio Jones shoes for the Atlanta Falcons offense. We will see. But another new toy that they have on this offense, and we're just looking at the roster right here on our lads, just the depth chart. We got Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts, the rookie from Florida. This kid is absolutely insane. We have the 40-yard dash. That's a 99 percentile. We have the speed score. That's 98 percentile. We have the burst score. These figures right here for wide receivers. This man is technically a tight end, and he's a wide receiver in the mold of a tight end. This is going to be a huge weapon for the Atlanta Falcons this year. And the catch radius is a 10.2. He's passing that extraordinary catch radius, so anything going up may be overthrown, but Kyle Pitts can bring the ball down. This is an absolute top tier prospect coming out of college, and I'm very, very excited for what he can do. A total freak of nature, and he's going into an organization who's, has a nice history of tight ends in Tony Gonzalez, and even lower name tier guys that has been with the Atlanta Falcons previously have stepped up. So now he can become that number 2 option on the offense. And if we're just looking at the numbers at the tight end position, let me see if we can get this loaded up for you real quick. At the tight end position, the scoring leader and at top 10 was Hayden Hurst. He was at that 10 position. Let me see if we can get that going right here. Boom. All right. So if we're scrolling down, Hayden Hurst right below Gronkowski. Gronkowski was there mainly because of touchdowns, but Hayden Hurst came through with 56 receptions, 571 yards, and 6 TDs. I'm booking in Kyle Pitts to just match that at least. And I'm not even factoring in his breakaway speed and his catch radius and all these other factors that clearly Kyle Pitts is better than Hayden Hurst. Yes, he will share some field time with Hayden Hurst, but Kyle Pitts was invested. A high first-round draft pick was invested into him, so they will use him at a very, very high clip, just to get some eyes off of Calvin Ridley, because he's going to be seeing the top tier corners on opposing defenses. So obviously, it's going to be a trickle-down effect with Kyle Pitts, and another guy who's going to be very sneaky is going to be Russell Gage in the slot, wide receiver. This man has stepped up last year, obviously filling in some roles because they had some injuries at the wide receiver position for the Atlanta Falcons. But last year, 110 targets, 72 completions, a 17% target share. Not saying it's going to be exactly that same. I think it is going to be around that same number. Obviously, Kyle Pitts will, take some of those receptions and targets and target share, but at the position that Russell Gage is going is absolutely insane. Wide receiver 60. This is a high PPR upside wide receiver in Russell Gage, where he can clearly meet value at his current ADP at wide receiver 60, and it's too cheap. It is way too cheap. Another guy to look forward to is going to be Mike Davis, with no other competition in that backfield. If you're just looking at it, they got Quadri Allison and rookie Javion Hawkins. These are a whole bunch of no-name guys. They have Cordarrelle Patterson, but he's more of a special teamer. Mike Davis did fine with the Panthers behind Christian McCaffrey while he was out. Now he gets to be in that number one role yet again for the Falcons. And this is a running back going at running back 27 around, round 4, round 5, round 6 area, depending who's left. That can definitely provide some depth. Or I'd rather have him as an RB3. If I have him as an RB3, then you're looking great on your fantasy football teams if you really go heavy running back. All right. Let's move on to the next team. Just some breakouts for Falcons before we switch over to the Saints. Calvin Ridley, high upside. Kyle Pitts, definitely. But he's going at a high price right now. But in drafts, he tends to fall to that 6-7 range because people are filling in. There's a lot of value at wide receiver and running back that people are filling in and, don't really care about tight ends. Mike Davis is a solid play in Russell Gage. All right. So let's get into the Saints. All right. The Aints. Now, no Drew Brees, and now no Michael Thomas. I did a video previously. You can go check my channel. I did what is going to happen to the Saints team without Michael Thomas. Now, since I already talked about it, I'm going to just be really brief on this. Tre'Quan Smith steps up as the number one wide receiver. I liked him last year. He has a big wingspan. He's a 6-foot body and definitely came on just a little bit last year with Drew Brees. Now in a situation where there's going to be a quarterback competition between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. I hope Jameis wins because that's going to be more passing for this offense, and so more opportunities for Tre'Quan Smith, more opportunities for Adam Trautman, who I really like, more opportunities for Marquez Callaway and other guys, and even Alvin Kamara, because obviously he becomes the focal point of this offense with Michael Thomas out. Okay, no Drew Brees, no Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara is a absolute lock. I love him as a potential RB1 if you have to make that decision. So in this offense, I want Winston to win. I'm very curious to see how Taysom Hill can carry this offense and feed the pass catching options on this team at a very high clip, because I love Tre'Quan Smith and then I love Adam Trautman. This man is an absolute beast. He's 6'6". They let Jared Cook go because the future is Adam Trautman. They invested a decent-sized draft capital in Trautman last year, and now he has the opportunity to take over the number one spot at the tight end position and really propel himself in the conversation in the top 10. All right? So, other than Trautman, we spoke about Tre'Quan Smith and Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara currently going as running back 4. This man has all the upside in the world. Get all of him. If you have the number one pick, I'll probably take Alvin Kamara first. He's finished top. Was it top 3 the last past 4 seasons? So you're already getting the guaranteed pedigree in him, and you already know with less talent around, he's going to be the focal point. So that's just a little quick synopsis on the New Orleans Saints, because I already spoke about it before. Please go check that video out, boost up those views. Let's move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, our Super Bowl champions here. And this is a very crowded roster. Ton of talent, very crowded. If I'm just looking at it, the best value on this team, I think there's two guys. The first one is going to be Tom Brady, and we're going to speak about him right now. If you're just looking at the quarterback position, Tom Brady, remember, he has no rushing upside, but he did have 3 touchdowns because when they get into that, at that 1 yard line, they like to go QB sneak. Tom Brady is very good at the QB sneak, so he has 3 touchdowns in that category. But the key with him was 4,633 yards and 40 TDs. That is absolutely insane. He was third in the league in TDs. This is what boosted him to the top 10 position at the quarterback position for last season. And that's the best value because you can get him really late. Everyone's going to go for Josh Allen, Rodgers, Murray, Patrick Mahomes. Watson might be back. Russell Wilson, since they got rid of Schottenheimer and they're going to throw it more. Tannehill's a great steal late. But Tom Brady, if you're just looking for straight touchdowns in a high-octane offense, just know you're not going to get much rushing ability. He's someone that you can get late at the QB position to fill in your rosters, probably in that round 9, round 10 range. If you fill in your roster, you got all your running backs, you got your wide receivers, you got your tight end, maybe you got a couple flex guys, and then you can throw in Tom Brady. I think that's a decent option right there. But he's a great value. And the next guy that's a really, really good value, currently going at wide receiver 45, is going to be Antonio Brown. So in this crowded offense that they have, we have Mike Evans, who commands an 18% target share at 118 targets last year. And he really is a big proponent in the red zone. If we're just looking at red zone targets, 21% target share in the red zone. Mike Evans, obviously, because he's a big body, he was getting a ton of opportunities. It's an easier touchdown. He's an easier touchdown. That's why Tom Brady focused on Mike Evans and Gronkowski. The two biggest guys on the offensive side of the ball got most of the red zone targets. So if you're getting a Mike Evans, you're banking on him repeating those touchdowns yet again, because that was a big proponent for his ADP and his production. Obviously, we love Chris Godwin. I think he'll work in the middle a little bit more. And then intermediate will be Antonio Brown. So there is enough to go around because the volume of Tom Brady that he throws. But you just have to be mindful because not only don't they have Mike Evans, not only they have Chris Godwin, not only do they have Antonio Brown, they got Gronkowski, and don't forget about O.J. Howard. O.J. Howard, a budding tight end star who came on at the beginning of last year, was getting 5 to 6 targets a game, getting a couple touchdowns as well. He got injured. They had a little bit of lull, and then they were able to get Antonio Brown, and he helped become another option for Tom Brady. But now if you add all of them together, this could be really crowded. That's why I really like, if I'm choosing guys, on the Bucks, I'm looking at the lesser guys. I'm looking at Tom Brady because he's going to be the guy throwing the touchdowns. I'm looking at Antonio Brown because obviously they have a rapport from New England. Antonio Brown was living with Tom Brady, and at the end stretch in the playoffs last season, they were clicking. They were clicking on all cylinders. Okay, so that's just some high upside guys on the Bucks. It's going to be Antonio Brown. It's going to be Tom Brady. If I'm picking a running back, I'd rather choose Leonard Fournette because he was a big proponent in that playoff push as well. Plus, he can catch the rock. The question is, will they involve Keyshawn Vaughn? I'm not too worried about Ronald Jones. He has stone hands, but he will get the first and second down work. All right, so you got to be careful with that. All right, now let's move over to our last team, the Carolina Panthers. This team this might be the funnest team. Just to dissect, a lot of upside. You got Sam Darnold, all the not accolades, but just the promise that could happen. Now finally in a situation with offensive coordinator Joe Brady and away from Adam Gase. And we already have a case where Tannehill left Adam Gase and he broke out to be a great quarterback now with the Tennessee Titans. So we get a similar situation with Sam Darnold. And now he has guys. He has his old buddy Robbie Anderson at the wide receiver position. He has a killer wide receiver in DJ Moore and a nice rookie in Terrace Marshall um, coming out as the number 3 guy. So not to mention Christian McCaffrey. So Christian McCaffrey is going to be the focal point. We already know. Let Sam Darnold establish the run, build it around McCaffrey, and then he can free flow to DJ Moore, to Robbie Anderson deep, maybe get some Ian Thomas cooking. So it's a lot of high upside for the Carolina Panthers. It's just, will it click? Will it click in the first season? Will it be promised so it can go on to the next season? So if you're just looking at McCaffrey, the 2 seasons before he got injured, 1,300 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving. I don't know if he get to that again, but 100 catches should be in his realm as well. All right, so be mindful of that. And then you're looking at the targets for the Carolina Panthers for this team, and this is with Teddy Bridgewater. Now you get an upgrade at quarterback with Sam Darnold. He might be a little more turnover prone because Bridgewater is more efficient, but the upside for touchdowns couldn't be higher for DJ Moore. He still hasn't had a double-digit touchdown season, DJ Moore. So I like the prospect of him coming up. So him currently at wide receiver 22, I think he creeps up a little bit higher. And Robbie Anderson currently at wide receiver 36. He goes to another level because he has that connection with Sam Darnold. And I'm really, really hyped about this Carolina Panthers team. And you got to be bullish if you want to take these shots, because where they're going in that section, there's Juju, there's Claypool, there's all these other type of dynamic DJ Shark, all these other dynamic wide receivers, and you got to be sure. Hopefully, we get some answers during the preseason. How we see Sam Darnold throwing to Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and see how this offense kind of flows, and we'll get a better answer on where we're going to take some of these Carolina Panthers. But the upside can be very, very high, and we already have a lock in Christian McCaffrey. The question is, can DJ Moore finally break out to a 10-touchdown season, and can we see finally a big, big year from Robbie Anderson, which we thought we would get with the New York Jets? And that's going to be your NFC South breakdown. Let me know in that comment section down below how you feel with some of these selections, some of these breakout candidates that I got going for these teams. Just a quick overview. Falcons, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, Mike Davis, and definitely Russell Gage going late. Saints, we love Adam Troutman. We love Alvin Kamara. We love Traquan Smith. For the Bucks, and I'm looking for the later guys. I'm looking for Antonio Brown. I'm looking for Tom Brady. I don't know if you want to touch that tight end position, then you have your option between Gronk and OJ Howard, but I'll stay clear of that. And then on the Carolina Panthers, we got DJ Moore, we got Robbie Anderson, and obviously Christian McCaffrey, okay? But if I'm picking between McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, I'm taking Alvin Kamara. I'm honestly taking Gary Kamara. But let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at metsnetsjets, and I'll be back with another video very, very soon, guys. Peace out.